I started collecting Star Wars toys for my son when he was about 5 or 6. He loved his Star Wars. We put him a collection together. We then got recommended to go to one or two of the toy shows. The major toy show in those days was the one at the Nottingham University, run by Dave Jowett, who went on later to be DJ Fairs. Doing it for over 25 years. We've had thousands of them through our hands. I wish I'd got some of those now because they're worth a hell of a lot of money. Well, there's items that I regret getting rid of because of sentimental value. Particularly some of the early Star Wars toys that I got for my son. But in terms of monetary value, obviously when you're a dealer you have to sell the pieces sometimes that you become attached to because it's your livelihood. You don't have a choice in the matter. I think the only items that I really wish I'd got now are some of the early Star Wars toys. Particularly there was a set of dolls, 12-inch figures that we got from America that were prototypes that were actually never manufactured or produced. It's finding the pieces that your customers want. Not everybody likes vintage 60s toys or 70s toys. Don't like James Bond or Batman or Star Wars. They like their own particular thing. Collectors tend to go for the toys that they can remember in the UK when they were boys themselves, and that's really what it's all about. You can show a rare piece to one collector and he's got no idea, he's got no affinity for it whatsoever because he can't remember it. One of the iconic pieces is the Batmobile from Corgi. That's one that stood the test of time and never ceases to, its popularity never ceases to wane. It's as much in demand now as it's ever been. James Bond toys, I've always had a livelihood for those. I think they're iconic, and especially at the moment with it being 50 years since Sean Connery first starred in the role. The 60s are on a high at the moment. The 70s stuff's starting to come through. The 80s and 90s stuff, they've still got a little bit while to go yet, but they will become popular. Collectors collect what they can remember. First of all, without being artificial or anything to Corgi, it's a very, very nice toy. The quality's there. And you get artwork with classic 60s toys. You've only got to look at the artwork on the Batmobile or the James Bond or the Fab One. And today's toys, where they might be superior in construction, they tend to lose that quality by not having artwork. You tend to get photographs on boxes with today's toys, whereas the old original stuff is artwork. It's the artwork on the box that captures people's imagination. The box is just as important today as the toy, maybe more so. You can pick up a loose Batmobile for a lot less, very, very reasonable price if you hunt round. Whereas a mint boxed one, you'll pay £1,000 plus for that. Well, you've got to differentiate yourself from being a collector. If you're going to be a collector, 9 times out of 10 you're not really going to hack it as a dealer because you've got to be prepared to sell all the best stuff. And most collectors want to keep the best stuff, me included. You know, it's because it's better than a pension. I've said this for a long time. It's as good as any pension fund, if better than most. A lot of the vintage stuff is better than money in the bank. But when you're a dealer, you've got to be prepared to let it go. Because it's your job, it's your business. You've got to pay the rent like everybody else. You can't offer a Batmobile to the tax man. He wants his money.